In this video tutorial, we will build the chart that you see on your screen using the JavaScript chart library and React. This is a Meko chart which represents student admission for boys and girls for several different majors. The chart renders tooltips and highlights the active element. The legend can be dragged with the mouse. We navigate to the folder where we want to have our project and create React app to initialize a new, empty React project. We navigate to the newly created directory and install two JavaScript modules from npm. The first one is jQuery. The second one is MindFusion's charting library. With that, all our installation work is done, and we can open the project in VS Code and start writing our app. We create now a new JavaScript file in the src folder, which we call MekoChart. In it, we add references to React and a mapping to the component class. We also import all classes from the charting library and the classes from the common library under a namespace mapping MindFusion. After that, we declare a new class called MekoChart, which extends component. The constructor is a standard one. There is just one difference. We want to have a reference to the underlying DOM element of the component. We get one with createRef and store it. In the render method, we return a div element that holds a canvas. The canvas is 1000 pixels wide and 500 pixels high. We assign the reference to the DOM element to the ref attribute of the canvas. It is time to create the chart. We create an instance of the bar chart in the component didMount method. The constructor needs a reference to the DOM element, and we have one. We use this.el.current. We declare that the layout of the bars will be stack. We also specify the license location. If you want to store it as text file on the server, you can import it and use fetch to parse it. Then you assign the license key that you've read to the license key property of the control. You can also do this directly. Just paste the string that represents the key in code. We declare now the list with the labels for the school majors. Let's look in the online documentation the classes that we will use to provide chart data. The first class is Simple Series. Its constructor takes a list with data and a list with labels. This class, as all series classes, can be used with any type of chart. The other class is Bar Series. This class, as its name suggests, is designed especially for bar charts. This does not mean you cannot use it with other types of chart, of course. We will use a bar series because we want to specify two lists with labels, one for the x-axis and the other for tooltips. We create an observable collection that will hold our two series. The Simple Series has a list with data, and the same list is used for the labels, the tooltips. Each value in the data list of the bar series is equal to 100 minus the respective value from the Simple Series. The first labels are the same as the data, the tooltips. The x-axis labels are the labels with the school majors. We assign the series collection to the series property of the chart. Each chart has a series property, which is used to assign the data series for the chart. How does the chart know what to use the labels for? This is done through the supported labels property. This property is of type label kinds. The label kinds enumeration allows bitwise combination of its members. It lists all possible types of labels that a chart can have. We have done the bare minimum in order to render a chart, and let's edit the app file to show our Meco chart. We import the component and edit the app function to render the chart. Before we go to the web page, let's not forget to add default export to the Meco chart component. And here is our chart. It looks far from a Meko chart, but we will start styling it right away. We declare several brushes that we will use for coloring the chart. Styling the elements of the chart series is done through Styles. There are several types of styles that color the chart elements in a different manner. We will use the Per Series Style class, which colors all elements of a chart series in one color. The brushes, strokes, stroke thicknesses, and dash styles are provided as arrays in the constructor. We create an instance of the Per Series style and use the brushes we defined. The stroke thickness is just 1, 6. We also set the bar spacing ratio to 0. This means there will be no space between the bars, just as in a Meko chart. We specify a title for the chart and a title margin. We want to have some space above the title, so we use title margin. We want to hide the title that is rendered in the legend. We need only the legend labels. The labels of the legend are taken from the title property of each series in the chart. Now we see that the chart has a title and the legend labels are visible. We hide the scale division on the x-axis with show coordinates, which we set to false. The length of ticks is 0. The x-axis does not need a title. Its interval is 1. The min value is 0 and the max value is 7. Here is how the x-axis looks now. The title of the y-axis is %. The interval is 10. The max number is 101. With that, we are ready with the chart settings and we can start with the styling. A lot of the style properties for a chart are part of the theme class. Each chart has theme property, through which all members of the theme class are accessible. We specify first the legend background and the stroke for the legend border. The size of labels at the axis and data labels is 14. The styling of data labels is also applied on the legend labels. We increase the font for the title and set the font name for all labels to be Verdana. The title brush is the dark gray brush, which we defined at the beginning. The highlight stroke is used for rendering outlining of the active chart element, the element over which the mouse currently hovers. We make the highlight pen dark blue with thickness of 3 and dotted style. The chart is almost ready now. What we are left to do is format the tooltips. Styling of the tooltips is done through the properties of the tooltip class. They can be accessed directly as static members. We specify the position of the tooltip. This is position relative to the chart element the tooltip is rendered for. We set a light gray brush for the tooltip background and a darker pen as an outlining. The text brush is our dark gray brush. We also specify horizontal and vertical padding. They will give space to the text and make the tooltip easy to read. Finally, the font. Here is the final version of the Meco chart with beautiful tooltips. And this is the end of the video tutorial. Thank you for watching and thank you for your interest in MindFusion Developer Tools.